moving more tactically, there's a couple things I would bring up, Michael. The first is, what these other sectors have, big tech, like a lot of startups, a lot of online work models. Like if you think of the industries out there that construction is losing the talent war to, what they have done, which we have not yet, is they've invested really heavily in their employer brand, right? So just to define that for listeners, like your employer brand is the value proposition you offer to the labor market, right? Like how is a worker better off for choosing your business as their chosen place of work rather than another? What do you offer them, right? And there's a hell of a lot more than just pay that goes into this employer brand concept. So while other industries are building sexy landing pages, they're creating employee-focused video content, they've invested in recruiters, they've dialed in their interviewing system, their onboarding and training is perfect, they have benefits and all sorts of packages they offer on top of the wages. There's a career path for them to grow through. The list goes on, right? I'm gonna hazard a guess and say 90% of contractors are still, sadly, just going like, well, it's $22 an hour and you work really hard and I'm gonna make a job posting and we'll put it on Indeed and then fingers crossed my dream candidate is gonna walk in the door, and they don't. So there's a level of just like being a bit behind the times, I think that we're suffering from, and it's not too late. We can absolutely catch up. A lot of the members we coach, Michael, absolutely have. We have 450 businesses in the program, for many of whom this is not an issue. Like they've fixed this in their business, and it's because they've invested in their employer brand, and what they offer appeals. I want to be really clear about something, because I sense this with business owners, particularly like older ones. I would say Gen X and baby boomer like owners have this sort of like downtrodden, I don't know if it's necessarily feeling sorry for themselves, but they sort of feel like what they're offering is of no value compared to, you use the example like, well, like they can make $1 million a year on Twitch and all these people are digital influencers, whatever you call those, and they're all rich. Like, what do I have to offer? It's like, those are total unicorns. Like if you're thinking that everyone is making that kind of money online, they're not. And what you offer is a great opportunity to work with your hands. You can get ahead if you work hard. You can develop. It's very rewarding work. This idea that construction is sort of like this dying thing is totally a farce. Like we have a lot of buildings to build and fix yet. And what you offer as a career is a really, really great one. So it's not the thing you're offering, it's the way you're communicating it that's really suffered. And so that's sort of like my bit on employer brand and where that's missing. The other thing that we do a lot of in Breakthrough Academy is we actually build a hiring funnel. So this is a piece of infrastructure that allows you to attract workers, applicants in a much more predictable way. So that has to do with the ideal candidate profiles you build, how you write your job postings, where you post them, using paid ads, like improving your actual salesmanship through the recruiting funnel so that the A players that you want, that you need, are attracted to you. It has to do with the way that you implement a behavioral interviewing system. There's a lot that goes into it, and if we can go deeper on any part of that if you want, but it's like working on your employer brand, number one, and building out a hiring funnel, number two. That was long-winded, but that's how we're seeing the people who are solving this. That's how they solve it.